authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those magical 2 days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday and get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it. And stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Oerman. Old School with Foreman and Oerman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Monday, St. Patty's Day. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, the Old School crew. Brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients, Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andremat, and 168th and Maple up there in the O, a.k.a. the Metro, which we had to differentiate, for 2 weeks. The Metro against the Lancaster County. Metro won.
Metro A and Metro B.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you what, man. I know we'll get into the Cincinnati Bengals. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hey, listen. I'll do high school basketball just for a little bit. I'll do the first segment, high school basketball and summer basketball and stuff like that, because it's on my mind. But so we did, the high school stuff, and to see the skill of some of these kids is amazing. The size, the speed, and really see them when they really got down to championship level or championship time, the willingness to win, the little intricacies of things of what they were willing to do to win. Obviously Papillion, La Vista South, Bryson Ball was all as advertised, and the Kircher and Herrera and all those guys.
Webb hit some big ones.
Levi Webb, and he's a young dude. Plays with swag. Levi Webb. Hey, man, Levi Webb tickled me to death, man, because he got some swag. He looked like I could guarantee me and him would be fighting.
On site? It would take a couple possessions.
We would get into it. We wouldn't be fighting. He's a great kid, but they just got a good team, man. But just the little things, the willingness to win, and how much it really means to them, and that's always special to see. And then you hate it for anybody that loses, just because losing sucks. But that's probably the closest thing to purity of basketball in its form, right?
Mhm.
They're all playing for their school. They're all invested.
Mhm.
I'm assuming so. And you get some upsets. You had Bishop Bergen, the Knights from Fremont, go from an 8th seed, so essentially a 16 seed in the NCAA tournament, and win the win the state tournament with a bunch of
Well,
sophomores and a
I
junior.
mean, they're technically an 8 seed because essentially the state tournament's just the Elite 8.
Well, I mean, they're the lowest seed.
Yeah.
So it would be the equivalent of a 16 seed, blowing through and winning the region, I guess.
And see, I'm just comparing it to district finals is like the Sweet 16.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, okay,
so
sure.
then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
state
yeah.
tournament is essentially
Yeah,
the Elite 8.
Yeah, Elite 8. Yeah,
Yeah.
but anybody
Either way, it's an 8 over 1, and then
yeah.
made the next two
And then
after
they
that.
doubled
Yeah.
it down twice, and
Mhm.
with a bunch of sophomores and one junior. Junior is pretty good though, but I mean, so you get to see this stuff like that, all the time. We got to see the Gessert twins last week,
Mhm.
Going down in Nebraska State high school history. They're both going to Creighton, so you wish them the best, and they're going to be loaded again next year. And you see, like, even a team like Bennington had a bunch of youngsters out there balling on the boys as well. And then you see like some young and upcoming programs. You got North Star here for the girls with Tommy Johnson. I mean, they're tough, man, and he puts a lot of time into it. You got North Star boys that made it. Lincoln Southwest made it. They all had great seasons. The Southeast went the farthest, and where they've been in the last 3 years, and probably obviously you had a team that was stacked with high school or with college kids. Obviously with BD doing stuff out in Colorado, doing great things. I shouldn't say stuff. And then last year I think was probably their best team, just from afar. Team. They had guys like Jake Hickelman and Taymor and all them. And then this year they had a little bit that Mikey Agoye come left over kind of, and then had a couple guys come back, and then just made a way out of some of the guys that were getting varsity minutes early in the season, paid off late. You talk about game planning and you get down to possessions, they did a really good job. And Mikey Agoye, he a cool little dude, man. He reminded me of one. He looks just like one of my best friends back home, Kenny Williams. And we played Kenny, and Kenny was smaller than him, but he just like him. He's silky smooth, man. Wiry, strong.
Dominated when he needed to.
Yeah.
Took over the big moments.
Controlled the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if a coach would admit it. Westside was way more talented than them. Westside looks like a college team. Be honest with you. Every height, length, skill everywhere.
And yet they were outclassed by Papio South in that regard too. Tells you about
Yeah, I think, and I will say this. I think Westside getting off the bus is the best looking team.
Okay.
First of all, I know this for a fact. Will Preston can play.
Mm-hmm.
Bonafide can play. His dad played, I think, at Pacific.
Gervais Green U.
He doesn't play.
Right.
Okay. He's 10th, 11th on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So just by that alone, I know that's the best looking roster coming off the bus. Period. Now the best team is Papio. They play the best. I think they're the most efficient on offense. I think they're the best passing team, and they lock in and make enough plays on defense, and they're just very smart. But then they played against a Southeast team, which I felt like, or Westside played against a Southeast team, which I felt like they controlled the tempo. And it was all because, well, not all because of it, Mikey Agoye was able to execute a plan of playing the guard position. That's the lost art of basketball.
Was that a credit to Southeast, or was that on Westside maybe getting a little comfortable with their lead and letting Southeast creep back in?
Probably a little bit of both.
And fall into the trap.
But Southeast was never out of the game. Even when Westside was up by 7, they were never out of the game.
Yeah, 7, you're not out of it. 7.
But in most teams, when you get a 7-point lead, you end up at 15 down, game's over. And then you can kind of, unless something crazy happens, which Southeast was able to do against North Star. But when you have a guard that plays the position of point guard, and he scored 21 points, so that doesn't mean he scored, I think he had 8 rebounds or whatever. But he plays the position.
Yeah.
You're never out of a game. So when we talk about the NCAA tournament and we talk about what you can get done in 2 weeks, you got high school kids that are able to go do it. And the reason why it's important is because it's like Tom Brady used to dictate the pace of the game. I remember playing against him at the quarterback position. He dictated offense, defense, and special teams. If he wanted to speed the game up, he would. Now, because the execution level was so high. If he wanted to slow it down, he would. So then that puts so much more pressure on what you're doing on the opposite side of the ball that essentially he's essentially controls the game just by him doing his operating and playing the quarterback position. It's a lost art.
And deflating the footballs didn't hurt anything. But
it did. Listen, when you guys reported them, they beat the brakes off you guys
because of the footballs.
No,
imagine if it's an even playing field.
No.
Imagine.
No. Now the Patriots would do some stuff. I mean,
that banner would have said AFC champions, not AFC runners up.
You think so?
Yeah. That was Andrew Luck's one shot to make a Super Bowl, Jay. He was going to make the most.
Was that Andrew Luck playing quarterback?
Yeah. That was like his third year, I want to say. His third year.
And who was on defense? Nobody.
Let's look this up.
Since we'll jump right into the NFL right now. I'll save my club basketball thing to 6 o'clock. Who was on that defense then?
I'm trying to get there. So 2014 Indianapolis went 11-5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Where are the stats? Okay. Defensive stats. They've got to be here somewhere. Okay. Leading tacklers were DeQuell Jackson, Jarrell Freeman, Mike Adams, Greg Toller, Bjorn Werner, LaRon Landry, Darius Butler, Vontae Davis, Eric Walden, Corey Redding. You had Ricky Jean Francois. You had Dan Herron. You're waiting for me to say a name you recognize.
I know DeQuell Jackson. He was linebacker. He was good.
Yeah, no, that's
LaRon Landry. Did you get him?
He was 30 at the time.
So that was
playing free safety.
Yeah, did you see how big he was?
He was a large human.
He hadn't got busted by the league yet.
Not yet.
Mike Adams is a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. He's a great player. So you had
Darius Butler,
capable Darius Butler. You got Vontae Davis at the best time. Yeah, I mean it was capable, but it wasn't.
When you lose 45-17, it's only in the footballs. Only. No other excuse.
Man,
I hope our little Puerto Rican friend is listening because he knows. Man, he knows it's all in the footballs.
I'm sure they had some sort of advantage. But I think like when I remember when I was in Texas, the Texans we played when we went into overtime. I think they just was like, we ain't even studying this week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they was like, all right, we gotta beat these dudes.
Can't not beat them.
Or essentially they're about to beat themselves, which we did. The Patriots just didn't lose games.
Right.
That's all there is. They just didn't lose games. And so that's what that's what I'm saying. There's a lost art in winning. But the reason why is because winning comes at a price. And a lot of people want to win their way, which is not what it takes. And the people that do it, they'll do it and they'll continue to win. They might not win the title every time in whatever sport, but they'll always be in contention. And so I was now to the NFL with the Cincinnati Bengals, obviously having, was it 400 and no, it's almost $1 billion worth of, no, it's
it's $666 million to Burrow, Chase
and
Higgins, and one other guy. I had it bookmarked, I think. It's an insane amount of money to.
It might be to those three. Joe Burrow is 250.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is 160.
Mm-hmm. Higgins is 115.
That's about it, almost, give or take.
Yeah.
With the escalators and but I've never seen a team with that much money in the three skill position guys be effective.
No, because it's never happened before.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, you're trying to trade away Trey Hendrickson, who led the league in sacks. And
now they're talking about bringing him back. They're trying to work something out.
That means Joe Burrow's going to have to restructure. And that's a whole bunch of people going to have to restructure. And you're going to have to knock it out of the park in the draft. And then you're going to have some other disgruntled players that really, really step up. Because, what I'm saying, until he's back, you've tried to trade Trey Hendrickson. You're not going to get anybody to trade for him for the amount of money that he's going to request, and then the draft capital. And then Sam Hubbard retired.
Mm-hmm.
So your two guys that actually were the only ones that really played consistently all year on defense are, in theory, not on your team, but you're going to outscore everybody. It's not a recipe for success. Now, what could happen is eventually they trade one of the receivers, which most likely next year would be Higgins. So say a team needs a number one, then you just trade for him, and they already did the contract. meaning the Bengals. So then, therefore, all you're doing is really paying a roster bonus and base salary, which isn't as much as the signing bonus.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins will now have a combined average per year salary of $69 million. $10 million higher than the next closest, Tyreek Hill and Jaden Waddle. And then $12 million more than A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Which of those three duos is the best? You're starting a team, 2 wide receivers. Which duo?
If I'm starting a team?
Yep, Chase Higgins, Hill Waddle, Brown Smith.
Oh, Chase Higgins. If I'm just starting a team, the best 2 right now going are Brown and Slim Reaper. I'll just say a little bit, Yeah,
I'm taking Brown and Smith.
I was just about to change. I was about to change to Brown and Smith because, one, they're opposite, and 2, they're champs.
They're opposite, but they can do the same things in different ways. Winning pedigree.
I mean, I don't think anybody can cover Jamar Chase.
Not when he's healthy.
Yeah, he's pretty durable. But I don't know.
Is he the best receiver in the league right now?
No. Justin Jefferson.
How close is it between those 2 former teammates?
Coin flip. And it's always ended up on heads. It's like Madden. I don't know. I just think.
Oh, the other guy was Stingley with Houston.
Yeah.
3 years, 90 mil.
Oh, that's from
that's
the LSU guys.
Yeah, the LSU guys. Yeah.
That's a nice little team. But I just don't see the Bengals being successful because for me, if I'm an offensive coordinator, you're paying all these guys you got to throw the ball. You're throwing to set up the run, not the running to set up the pass.
And you have holes on your offensive line.
You got holes on your offensive line. It worked for you at the end of the season because you were, 1 game away from making the playoffs. So you could lie to yourself and say, we can do it again. Right? We know Hubbard's gone. We don't really have anybody on defense besides Wilson. And if Hendrickson come back, we got Cam Taylor-Britt. And you got some other guys. Now we got a draft. I mean, it's just you got to try to outscore teams 45-40.
And see, I was going to say it's the Rams model, but it's really not.
No,
because the Rams went in on Donald, they went in on Stafford, and they did more trades to complete it. The Bengals drafted all these guys, and they're giving them these top of the market deals. I mean, Burrows isn't anymore, but it was at the time that he got it. Higgins isn't top of the market, but for being 1B or 2A on his team,
for being a 2A.
Get that much money, Chase with a record-setting deal as well. It's the exact opposite of what you just got done talking about with the Patriots and Tom Brady.
Right.
It's the exact opposite of what Kansas City has done to stay in contention. And that's not to say it can't work. It's just a much riskier strategy.
And the Philly has been able to do it because you have a young defense that hasn't came up for new contracts just because they can't get a new contract until after 3 years. So it's not very good planning because you're paying Higgins number 1 receiver money, even though he's number 2 on your team. And what's the little pretty boy that they had?
Boyd?
No. Boyd's at Tennessee.
Yeah.
They got this dude, little handsome. He's like a model. He's like the number 3 receiver.
Oh, Gesicki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Gesicki's a tight end. He's like
but they played him at receiver.
He's a little receiver.
Thinking Tyler Eifert?
No. He's a rookie, and he's a model, and everybody loves him in Cincinnati. So but I'm saying he's in the mix too. He's number like 83 or something. All I'm saying is now there's more guys in the mix. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're paying 2 guys number 1 money. You're paying, superior money to Chase, which is earned, and you're paying more than the going rate for a number 1 with Higgins.
Yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about as that other receiver. 83 was Eric All. Are you thinking Charlie Jones from Purdue?
No, I'll find him.
Okay.
I shouldn't have to be looking another dude up on the internet, but I will.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Sometimes you just need an answer.
I need an answer. But I mean, what I was saying is just there's other factors that go into it, and it makes it harder to be successful because now if I'm Joe Burrow, what do you get judged on?
Wins.
Are you better?
Not yards, not touchdowns.
Okay, until Pittsburgh picks a quarterback, are you better than Pittsburgh? Because if they bring back Russell, you're not beating Pittsburgh.
Even if they don't bring back Russell, you might not be beating Pittsburgh.
You're not beating Pittsburgh. You definitely ain't beating the Ravens. And it's questionable right now with Cleveland since Myles Garrett got his money.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think that's where now we're okay. What's a good outcome on our Andre? His name is Andre. Here's how he spells his name. This is how you know he's a model. Okay, Andre, Andrei.
Like Andre Kirilenko.
And guess where he went? Princeton, 6'3", 205. He had 500 yards last year.
Oh, Iosivas or whatever.
Yeah,
gotcha. Didn't know they left him like that.
yeah. He's like a little heartthrob. Well, I'm saying, so now he's the fan favorite. So now you got all these guys in the mix. Now you really got to pass it. So your run pass ratio has got to be like what, 70% pass?
Oh, 65 at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that different than like greatest show on turf? I mean, no Marshall Faulk, but
It's not the greatest show on turf without Marshall Faulk.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But they also had playmakers and an opportunistic defense and depth on the defensive line and pass rushers. Cincinnati doesn't have any.
Chase,
Not any,
Chase
but-
and Higgins or Holton Bruce?
The skill set or production?
Either.
I'm gonna go Holton Bruce. Did I tell you this story about Isaac Bruce?
No. You usually tell me too many Indianapolis Colts stories. I need your
Hey,
Isaac Bruce
man.
story.
This is. I'm gonna tell you this before we go to break. So we're playing in the preseason, right? And this is when they had Marshall Faulk and all those. And I'm telling you, I only lost sleep twice when I played against running back. So I played against Jerome Bettis, Eddie George, Emmett. I never lost. I mean, obviously, you respect him, but I'm talking about when I was about to play Barry Sanders. I was up all night because I was scared of embarrassment. Because remember, I don't know, when Barry Sanders turned around the guy from the Patriots and made him do a 360, and the dude from the Cowboys, I was like, man, I cannot do this, right? Because I was a rookie then, or your second year.
You need to talk to the 88 Huskers.
But it was preseason, and I didn't know that Barry didn't play any of the games, and me and him had the same agent in the same agency, and I called him then after that night. But why you ain't tell me he was gonna play? He's like, I wanted you to be prepared. I was scared. The other
They
dude,
rhyme.
right? The other dude was Marshall Faulk. The way, I mean, there was no wasted steps. He was gliding. I wasn't worried about obviously I was worried about if he ran like an option route, he gonna be gone. Because I grew up watching him. But we're out there playing in the preseason, third preseason game, and I was like a co-starter, but I was more of the backup version of the co-starter. So so I was gonna play a lot, and you just never know if you're gonna make the team. And it was chippy out there. It was for real. It's a third preseason game. It's for real. And like Denny Green says, third preseason game, we played him. We let him off the hook. So I had my man Rayon Hill with me from LSU, and Ray and Isaac Bruce cracked Ray, and I think he got Ray. I think he got Ray good, right?
Put him to sleep?
Yeah, because I think it was Orlando play. I still don't know who this dude was that hit me. I came on a delayed fire zone blitz, and my man Bryce Fisher from Arizona or from Air Force. Bryce, if you listening, when I tell you this tackle hit me so hard, man, he hit me from the side, Austin, and I was like flying.
Slow motion?
And hit the back of my jersey and tumble. I just was just blown up. Everybody was laughing. Then I was on point. Ray got hit, and I came to the sideline. I got blindsided. I was like, man, it should have been a penalty. No, I got rocked. I got rocked. Got up though.
Important part.
Yeah, but I was staying in 8 count. He hit Rayon, and Rayon used to never strap up his the strap right here. His helmet, and he was fixing his helmet. His helmet was over here. So Isaac must have got him good, and then Ray started talking. So I got in it, right?
As you do.
Yeah. So Isaac Brooks was like, I'll never forget this. He stopped. He's like, you and you. He's like, this is the third preseason game, and I'm gonna make you two on the bubble, and the bubble's gonna burst. I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, right?
No.
I was like, oh no, you ain't. He's like, yes, I am. So he breaks the huddle, and I'm on the right side and Ray's at safety. And so I'm just literally just talking. I was like, man, I'm gonna do this, and this. He's like, you ain't doing this. He ran like a flat route. Next series came in. He did one play. I was out. I swear to God, I chased him all over the field. He just laughing. That was my Isaac Bruce boy. He was cold. He was cold blooded, man. But I tell you, me and Rayon chased this dude. We were trying to kill him, right? And he knew he wasn't going to get any more action. And
he wasn't gonna let you know that.
And he was over, and then we looked over. He was just over there laughing at us because we both was hot. But those two dudes, man, were a problem. But Marshall Falk kept me up at night, though. But he did tell me good play. I made a tackle on once. He's like, "Yeah, good job." I was like, "Okay, cool. I did all right."
Thanks, Marsh.
Yeah.
You call him Marsh?
I ain't say nothing. I was just happy I tackled
dang right
him.
it was.
I was just happy I tackled him because what he was doing to people. He hit my man Wally Rainier with an option route, caught it up the middle, cocked the head back. He's still getting showed on it, man. My man Wally. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Oerman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Hey Stars fans, I'm defenseman Caden Harrington. Join us Monday, March 17th when we host the Fargo Force for a St. Patrick's Day showdown at the Icebox. 7-star members can bring a friend to the game for free by redeeming their buddy pass at the ticket window. The puck drops at 7:05 p.m. on St. Patrick's Day, and we'll see you at the Icebox. Get your tickets now at lincolnstars.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Koppel also has over 10,500 off list on new select models. So please stop on by and see what confident driving and confident buying is all about. We're right down 144th Street or online at koppelcars.com. All deals with the roof credit, 0% is standalone.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those magical 2 days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday and get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it. And stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, old school, second segment. We're talking about sometimes you just have names pop in your head, or not in your head, but just experience. And I was talking about the guy that I played with in the All-Star game, Wally Rainier. That's the great thing about sports. You just get a flashback. While me and Wally were on, you want to hear the funny story?
Need to. Yeah.
Man, I know it's at St. Patty's Day. If you see Jake Sorensen, he needs to start doing his job. Hope DP and Rebecca listen. This dude this is story time.
Yeah, Jake walked out at like 2:30, and I didn't see him until he walked back in.
Yeah, we're going to see him 2:30 tonight wearing that hat right there. So I went to Eden Prairie High School, and I remember, I worked 2-3 jobs, and all summer I had to save up for my car. Then my dad pitched in some, you know what I mean? Obviously, you want to make me work for it. So I had what we used to call a hoopty, like barely working, but it worked for me. And I remember there used to always be this car was sweet, man. And I didn't buy one, but I was like, man, I want one of this car. It was like a Porsche 911, red, and it had like when the little fin come in the back. I don't know what year it was. Yeah. And when you start up that thing, man, it was just mean looking. And as soon as after basketball practice or school be over, it'd be waiting there right in front of the bus. And you like, man, whose parents is that? They were like, man, that's Mike Madonna. And he was dating so-and-so. Well, he got drafted out of high school or something. He was like 18, 19 years old.
Uh-huh.
So he was dating a girl, this is when I was younger, I was a little bit younger. So he was dating a girl from my high school. I was like, oh, okay. It ain't in my lane or whatever. Well, I remembered it, right? But he never came in. He was just waiting there, like picking her up from school, dropping her off. All right, that's cool. That's
whatever. Yeah.
So we're out in the East-West game. And so this is where you go from college to trying to get to the pros. So you don't know anybody out there. Now, luckily, I think Sheldon Jackson was in that game and Josh Heskus. So we all went out there together, but it isn't like a regular practice. Like linebackers are over there, the linemen are there, you're doing inside outside run, and you're going against like a John Jansen and those. So you always are just trying to make sure you play good. You're running in between. So the conversation between former teammates is none. The guys that become your week teammates or weekly for that week are linebackers. So that's where my man Wally Rainier came in. So me, Wally, and he we started together, whatever. And once you get towards the game and you get some guys and they start wolfing, we're gonna do this. Come, East West. Well, Wally get it cracking. You know what I mean? And set the party off. You know what I mean? Get somebody against the other
Every
team.
party needs a party starter.
So there's a little scrap or whatever. It wasn't no big deal. So that was
who'd you square up with in the scrap?
I didn't.
Jay.
I did not.
Jay.
I didn't. Statute of limitation. I didn't.
So you can say it.
What? Austin.
Who did you square up with? You got that look in your eye. You got that smile on your face. I know you squared up with someone after Wally got it.
I got a couple licks in.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was so me and Wally. So we always kind of kept track of each other. He ended up getting drafted in Cleveland, which pissed me off because the dude that worked this out from Cleveland, he worked the dog mess out of me and Chad Kelsey on our pro day. Do you understand me?
Worse than the Singletary practice when you get off the plane in Stanford? No way.
We had the combine, you had the pro day here, and we went and worked out for, at that time they were called the Redskins. And so, I wanted to go to Redskins. So they worked us out. The dude from Cleveland was doing something that I guarantee he was in the bathroom. He's like, oh, you guys going somewhere? You can't say, yeah, we ready to go take a shower. No, we're good. Yo.
Should have said you're taking a shower.
When I tell you he broke us off, we were like, we got to make this. We got to get through this, right? Because it's rapid pace, and you're going as hard as you can. But he was like, man. Then he kept in contact with us. He's like, man, I want to draft you. Or they drafted Wally or whatever. So, but end up, we played against each other in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? So we became friends there. And then when he went to Jacksonville and I went to Houston. So we kind of always were in the same AFC and stuff like that. So, but back to the East-West game. So we're on there, and you the way they make you feel when you go to these All-Star games, or at least it used to be, first of all, you want to go out there and get the New York Giants test done. It's like 400 questions, and they just want to make sure you don't like just mark in. So you got to do it. Now, and I wasn't in a position. I was just trying to get drafted. So I wasn't in a position where it's like Shedeur Sanders or whatever. I'm only going to talk to 4 or 5 teams. I'm talking to anybody and everybody. But back then, if you did anything that could be perceived as like you're a bad dude or whatever, you always felt like you were, being watched. So you're always, being respectful. So I'm on the elevator, and here comes this tall, white dude. And I was, you know what I mean? Like, and he was kind of, jacked up, and he had a suit on. The hockey players usually wear like a suit, a shirt, but no tie. Mm. And that's him. And I'm looking at him, and it's me, this dude named Chad Pegues, and another dude I didn't really know on it. We're going down there, and he's sitting there, and he's on his phone. And I said, "Hey, man," I said, "You Mike Madonna?" He looked at me, and he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do I know you?" I said, "Kinda." And he was like, I said, "Didn't you play for the North Stars?" Right? Because at this time, he was with the Dallas Stars. Mm. I said, "Didn't you play for the North Stars?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he started, like, I think you could see his mind start working, right? I said, "Hey, man, I got to tell you." And I was talking there by the time we walked. I said, "I got to tell you, man." I said, "I'm out here for the East-West game and all this." And they were playing the San Jose Sharks. So that's why he was in town. Okay. I said, "Listen, man, you used to pull up to my high school in that red Porsche." I said, "Man, that was sweet." I said, "I know you was dating so-and-so." And he looked at me, started laughing. And I was like, I said, "I don't want to talk about that." I said, "That's how I knew who you were." And he was like, "You remember that?" I was like, "Do I?" I said, "Man, I had a Chevy Celebrity." And he was like, "What's that?" I said, "Trust me.
Exactly.
You will never have to drive one of those." I had to drive one of those. And that was when he was at the height of his career. Mm-hmm. Or like, going there. I mean, he was up there, and he was
that
like,
dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Coming over my high school doing this thing. He's 18 years old. Pointing out,
pulling up.
Yeah. But then it's crazy, you run up on him in the San Jose, or they were about to play San Jose. We were out in Santa Clara or wherever we were at, Brought back a good memory for him. I'm pretty sure he was, probably thinking like,
"Oh no."
Yeah. Oh no. I was like, "Oh, don't worry about that. I was talking about that Porsche." He's like, "Yeah, I just got rid of it about 4 years ago." That thing.
Did you see what he upgraded to?
No. I'm sure he had some.
Probably downgraded from that.
He probably, by that time, I think he had kids and stuff like that.
Oh, so he got SUV?
No,
minivan?
No, he probably had a Mercedes.
They make SUVs too.
Yeah, he's like, he probably like, "You ain't speeding around. You just driving a sedan."
Wearing his Asics.
Yeah. Yeah, right. The dad
jean
shoes.
shorts.
Yeah. But it's crazy, man. It's hockey players,
Coolest hockey player you ever met? Was it Mike McDonough?
Mike Madonna.
Craziest hockey player you ever met?
Ty Domi. Without a doubt.
That was fast.
Hey, this tall. Here's the craziest thing. I used to go to I was up in Toronto with Rayon.
Of course.
Yeah, so we go up there. I'm not doing this no more. This is the last time I'm telling stories. We got drafted in the NFL. We were broke. We weren't making that much money.
Rookie contracts weren't hitting the same back in the day.
No, not at all.
I'm just telling you what I understand.
It was not hitting at all. And it was expensive.
It was hitting and bouncing right back out.
Right. But it was in Buffalo. You're in New York. You pay New York state taxes, and it's expensive.
You're not even in New York City. What's the point?
Right. And we in Buffalo.
Come on, man.
We're in Buffalo.
You gotta have money to keep that heater going.
2-story. So I had a roommate. Like me and Rayon lived together. And then the next year, me and Sean or whatever. So we're not gonna go spend a little like training camp money or a little money we got, to sign before we make the team. So when you go to preseason games, you don't have to wear a suit. You just gotta wear like I wore jeans and like a dress shirt. I had a Nebraska like a golf shirt or whatever you call it. So you make the team. Or they kind of tell you, or they tell you make the team, and tell your agent's gonna make the team. I got a roster, like a little roster, but it was like $5,000 or something. That's what went in my account. So it must have been like $7,500 because I made the team.
Yeah.
And same with Sheldon and Rayon. And Ray. So we were like, hey, we got to get some suits. So at that time, I think the American dollar was close to $2 for every Canadian one. So we were like, hey, 2 for 1. We could take $1,000 and be set for the year.
Right.
We can't get custom suits, right? So we drove up there and we went and ate, and Rayon and Sheldon. So I went to this steakhouse with Keith Newman and met Charles Oakley, who was easily he was playing for the Raptors, a huge dude.
Oh, he's a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know how
Oak
big
tree.
it was.
Yeah.
And he ran the show. He just walked straight in. We were in line. He just walked straight in. And met Ty Domi. And he was there. He was at the tail right next to us. And, I don't know if they just had a game. His face all jacked up and stuff. And,
He's a hockey player.
right.
So.
And I told him that because Dominic Hasek and Michael Pekka, the Buffalo State, they come to practice and stuff. So that's how we broke the ice.
Don't break the ice. They need that.
When I tell you, my man, this dude is nothing but 5'8", 5'9". And I guess he was the dude that fought all the time.
The enforcer.
Right.
Yeah.
5'8", 5'9". My man could drink like he was 6'8". And then when he wants to get it cracked, then he's one of them dudes that wants to wrestle. And he's like, let me show you how I take down a big dude like you on the ice. He's like, you got to get your balance. And then once I tug here, and then he's like, then it's uppercut city.
Wrestling.
Right.
Come on, man.
But he was the coolest dude ever. But he was crazy. Him and Patrick Waugh.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Patrick Waugh liked to fight. And he ain't,
okay.
and the elevator ain't going all the way upstairs. I'm just telling you the truth.
Do you think it ever did, or you think the hockey took it out of him?
I don't think it ever did. Because didn't you see his son fought too? Yeah.
Yeah.
And his dad jumped in there. It's a family thing. He's a Hatfield and McCoy. Yeah, so
Hatfield and McCoy.
Those are probably the two craziest hockey players, and they all were generally pretty nice. Like Dominic Hasek was the best goalie then. He's a little dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Michael Pekka was a little dude. They were all, but I'm gonna tell you the scariest hockey player I ever met. I think his name is Scott Stevens. He's a defenseman for the New Jersey Devils. So the weight coach, Rusty Jones, who's still doing it in the league, he was actually with the Colts for a while when they won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Somehow trained Scott Stevens and knows Scott Stevens. So when the Devils came into town, they came to practice. Yo, when I say 6'4", 225, and just didn't look human. Yes. I always say he looked
like he was coming for your spot?
Yeah. He looked like a DN, but he looked like the dude. I don't know if you ever seen that movie with Sylvester Stallone, Cobra.
Yeah.
You remember the dude that he had to kill?
Yeah.
That, face all bony and stuff.
Real life.
Yeah. Had those crystal blue eyes and look him. That's the craziest looking dude, but nicest dude you can as can be. But the wildest one, which I experienced when I first moved to Minnesota, I'm fresh. Second day is, riding the bus. We had, I hear parents got to get them to school. We get on a bus.
Fresh out of Maryland, first time Minnesota.
There's a dude named Dino Cicerelli. And he would be, I'll never forget it. He lived in a cul-de-sac. So he lived in a house like.
Oh, I see
here.
It. Dude, this looks like a serial killer mugshot.
That's him. Wild as heck, right? And it was, so he lived like in one part of the cul-de-sac. Dominic Lee, whose dad played for the Vikings at the time, Carl Lee lived in there. So I was already on the bus because I lived in these apartments down the street. So so we'd pick up Dominic, and then you kind of do the loop in there, whatever. Dino Cicerelli comes outside checking his mail and moons us. Yeah, the best thing is he came out in like a row, and everybody was yelling his name or whatever, and he mooned us. In the winter, came out there full-fledged mooned us.
That the only time you've been mooned?
No.
That one clearly sticks out.
That one clear, yeah.
Can you count them on one hand, hopefully?
Yeah.
I've been mooned once. Nebraska City baseball.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They were up here. We were playing. So we would go up JV would play at 4:30. This is not as varsity only. We'd play after them.
Right.
You're going to walk up to the supermarket or grocery store in Wahoo or whatever, and their bus was just parked there, and I don't know, a group of 5 or 10 of us were just walking by. All of a sudden, see the windows go down, and whoop, full moon tonight.
Dang, that happened to it. That happened to us, I think, when we played Philly.
It doesn't surprise me. Yeah,
Got
that's about right.
We got the finger by 10, like a 10, 11-year-old while we were leaving.
I had that at Bishop Newman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody, like the dad was like, they beat us. And so you come up under the stadium, then you take a right and you get back on must be the turnpike to go to the airport. So we're looking, out the window. Dad was like, tap the kid. Yeah, shot us the double bird. Everybody went crazy. Parenting 101.
Rite of passage.
Yeah, right.
You did it.
You're in. And then
some kids have a bar mitzvah. This kid flips off
not
NFL
only
players.
Did you beat the brakes off us. We were expansion team when I was in Houston. Then you just proceeded to moon us afterwards. They just rubbed it in our face. So yeah, you get it. I mean, it's fan experience is unique, But yeah, I mean that's when I was blessed enough to be in different arenas, but most of the guys you meet in sports are pretty cool dudes. The hardest thing about sports or meeting guys is when your heroes let you down. But then it's like, what? Everybody's able to have a bad day because you never know.
But this might be your one time you meet your hero. It sucks that your day was their bad day.
Right. But at the end of the day, you got to understand they're just humans.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. You can have a bad day. I'm not perfect. People think I'm unapproachable, but I'm more laid back than anything. I just don't talk to you if I don't know you. So, so it always kind of put things in perspective, but then I was able to see my dad navigate that stuff probably. So it allowed me to kind of see some things and obviously be exposed to people that I normally wouldn't meet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, we'll take a quick break, come back. Austin, I'll give my little, Jake got to sell this too. Jake better stop partying all the time. By the time I get back, he better do something. We'll talk a little bit about club basketball.
Oh boy.
The transfer portal.
Oh boy. This is gonna be good.
It's
gonna be good.
It's a year. You learn more every year.
You're a veteran of the game now, Jay.
No, I'm not. I'm a rookie. Because you think and then they bring you back to rookie status. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Oerman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utility's direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 11th annual Street Festival. The party starts on Saturday, March 15th, with tons of giveaways, a kilt contest, great Irish food, and green beer, and continues on Monday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 11 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Monday, and the street party starts at 2 p.m. both days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's 8th and P in the Haymarket.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine and it will be breezy and warm with an afternoon high around 83. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, a low around 44. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day, a light and breezy and warm with the high near 79. I'm Easy Rawlish, Kyle Collector for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown's Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular priced athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hey volleyball fans, this is Laura Dijkema, National Player of the Netherlands, and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman and Austin Oerman, old school, brought to you the new school way. Oerman and Foreman and Oerman, whatever you want to call it.
¿Cómo estás?
Yes. It's, what's crazy is that you have high school championships and you go right into spring and summer. You got tryouts and stuff going on out, throughout the two big cities or whatever, and you go play the, different, leagues or whatever. But the one thing about it is in high school, I'll even say high school, there's a lot more transferring and stuff, just because of, kids want to win, kids want to play. They come in, I think now kids probably depends on who they are. They truly can come in ready to contribute to higher teams than what their grade is. So a freshman could probably play JV at times or reserve, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so then you'll see some bouncing around and stuff like that, and blah blah blah, and just the dynamics of there's not a lot of I think Lincoln's a little bit behind the Omaha and the Metro and other places of building a program, and it's harder because just the dynamics of Lincoln in general is just different. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just different. Right? But they're catching up, and it's actively, you got 3 local teams in it, and so forth and so on. But then it trickles over to, club, and Giovanni Mack, was a kid I've been knowing and worked with before he went on to play. And he was I remember when he started in the EYBL. This is when it was Devin Booker.
Yep.
Them type of dudes.
Uh-huh.
And I remember, and I'm really good friends with his dad, Pat. And so I'd work with him on some things, and because he didn't want to listen to Pat, his dad. Go figure. He don't listen to me because I'm recently done playing. But he don't listen to dude that they're telling you the same thing. Right. That's fine. And I love Gio and stuff, and he's a great coach right now and stuff like that. And I remember him saying, he's like, man, he's like, the thing you have to do is be on a shoe team, right? And that's EYBO is a big thing, and they went 9 deep. He ended up going, Winthrop, and then he went into I think when Mike Davis was the coach was it North Texas?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so he ended up playing down there and finishing his career, went overseas and all that. He was like, you know what? He's like, the one thing I wish I would have done is listen to you and my dad and play and kill it. He's like, I spent my first year in college making up for not as much playing time in the spring and summer. You know what I mean? But now it's like, the guys, you probably the one thing I learned, you take some risk on some guys, coach them, train them, develop them. And it's the best thing for me as a coach is to see the kids that I either know or have coached play well.
Yeah.
That's it. Let you know you did one thing right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because majority of the time, what happens is if you lose, it's the coach's fault. And probably it could be. If the kid if you don't pour water on the kid and he doesn't become Steph Curry, LeBron James, it's the coach's fault or the team's fault. And I'm fine with that. But then you get some kids that, they'll get a little smell themselves a little bit and then forget, and so that's what the harsher reality of it. But then also they need to, I think a lot of the kids don't understand is like the summer is, you have to get better.
Yeah. That's your time. That's your chance.
You have to get better.
That's where you can focus on you and your skills.
And your weaknesses.
Right.
And adding to your game. And understanding the whole nuances of the game. I think a lot of these kids probably chase some stuff that's not out there, and then the same player. Because as you go up, I was the scouting report. For instance, when I was on I was on varsity as a freshman and sophomore. When I was coming off the bench and this was a starter, but I was the 5th best player. Right? I ain't in the scouting report. I am, but
you're there because you have to be.
I'm not a priority. Senior year, that year to do. If you don't attack the summer the right way and with the right people is not. And then it's kind of already the back channels of, you got little pods of parents. They get a little butthurt. They want to be petty. Then they want to be mad at certain kids and all this other stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking like, you going around talking, there's some parents out there, they'll go around and talk about kids to the point, like, you that invested in another kid?
That's us.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not even about, I hear it about different kids that I coach that are actually on my team. Where I get a text right now. Like, man, so-and-so said this about some kid. I was like, man, that kid's a great kid, man. Period. Might be a knucklehead, but he's still a good kid.
Good kid, yeah.
Yeah, he's my knucklehead.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Hey, I'm the only one to put him in the headlock. Hey, these kids are big enough now, man. Hey, man.
They'll measure you? They'll wake you up and down?
Hey, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They look you sideways. And I was like, man, you know what? They could probably get after me a little bit.
But you can't just pick on the little ones. That's too easy.
I'm telling you, they bigger than me. One of them deep.
And you're not small.
Yeah, one of them backed me down last year. I've been waiting for him, man. I got him in a couple weeks. Anyways, good Monday, man. You know what? They got full on the block tomorrow. Stricken Austin.
Hey now. Hey now. Come on.
Old school. We out of here, man.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at the